Have you ever had a friend that you could call up and spontaneously plan a vacation with? This is the story of two friends who grabbed the moment and headed to Malta. Marta and Mary were like biblical sisters from another mister who both needed to get away and felt Malta was the blessed place to go. For us, it was about beaches and relaxing. So come along with us as we show you some clips of how we enjoyed a week in this Mediterranean paradise that even does have some biblical connections. The first things we did in Valletta was grab some coffee. You can see whose is whose, and then we were just checking out the sights with our big fat luggage, kind of waiting to get into our Airbnb. And we're pretty much just gonna take over. Come on, we're here, we're having a good time. And then we had to figure out a way actually to get over to our neighborhood, which was in this direction, and wait for the ferry to come get us and then head on over. By the way, we walked all the way in the heat with our luggage. And though riding over to the general area where we were staying was pretty spectacular, it was all about how exactly are we going to actually get into this neighborhood that's so beautiful. And we ended up getting a Bolt, and this is pretty much how it looked when we got there because they're having some feast and festival, and it was pretty crazy for us. They were like shooting off all kinds of like bombs and stuff at night. Apparently people sometimes get killed by these bombs. So we didn't know that we were getting ourselves into this, but at the same time, I think we're pretty much enjoying every bit of it. All this color, the warmth, the heat, you know, it was pretty exotic for us. So we got dropped off, we changed our clothes, and it was all about finding a beach. And we had such a good time looking around and seeing all the structures and architecture, and yes, we did find that beach. Then later on that night, apparently they're having all kinds of like processions and they decorate their streets, which was pretty exciting to see such a thing. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. The closest I've seen was what they do like in Spain. So they had all these like really tall like idols or whatever, saints, kind of lining up the alleyways, and then marching bands. I have to tell you something, marching bands were following Marta everywhere. It first started in Valletta, and she was like, oh my gosh, the marching bands were following me. And I was like, oh, for real? And then they really were following her. I was like, my goodness, Marta, you just have this attraction. And she was not like having it at all. Hey, it's day 2, and I have to say that Marta was in charge of picking out all of the locations that we went to this week, and I was perfectly happy with her taking charge of that, because just look at the beach that we found and just the adventures that we had, like this bunker and everything and the sights. It was amazing. And by the way, this place was right by where we were staying. Beautiful, huh? And of course, you know, spending another evening in our own neighborhood was not bad. Hey, day 3 was a day of adventure and a day of jellyfish. And we started off the day leaving on a boat and pretty much spent the day on a boat with a bunch of loud Italians. We love Italians, but they were pretty loud, and we survived and they survived. And we went on this super fun, fast boat, and I just was having such a good time. They're taking us into grottos and just all this beautiful, like bright blue turquoise waters. It was just heaven on earth, and I totally recommend it. We didn't do so many touristic things, but this is one of the things that we did, and I can tell you that we did not even regret it. I mean, just look at Marta's face here in just a second. Yeah, that says it all. And of course, look at this view, and we just really enjoyed having a lunch here and having just our own free time to be together or to do whatever we wanted, take a walk. Marta loves to take walks, and I enjoy just getting like a suntan. So it worked for both of us. I hope Marta would agree, but day 4 was one of the best days because we, of course, took this little boat and we're checking things out, but we did snorkeling in these waters. Like, it was like, I forgot, like maybe 20 euros to get these little snorkel deals. And I think it was one of the best investments that we had on this trip, really. And we just had so much fun in this one area and just like in this water, snorkeling and discovering and swimming. Then we headed up to this restaurant that you'll see here just in a moment. And one of the waitresses was a little girl who was like 9 years old. So we just had a lot of funny adventures and things. And so here's this restaurant and we really enjoyed ourselves. Then we walked up and we saw the top of a place that we had been in that little boat. And I would say it was one of the best days of the week. Now, day 5 was Gozo day, and it was a really fun travel day getting to Gozo. And when we got there, we decided to hop on one of those hop-on, hop-off buses and going through these like little like Maltese streets. And I was really shocked to see like how dry and arid this place was and how like all the colors were like the same, like this beigey color. It was a really interesting landscape. And we just like were chilling on this bus and having a good time and checking out like, you know, all the churches and things. The balconies for me were just like really unique and how they're all individually made. And I was just like really digging, you know, the vibe of Gozo.
When you're stuck in some traffic in Gozo, just grab Kini. Oh yeah.
Now, let's talk about Maltese food and some comments on this, okay? So if you watch a lot of travel vlogs on Maltese food, you'll hear the same thing. You'll hear about Kini, which I would love to be their spokeswoman because I am like living off of Kini. I had one bottle and it was the gateway to Kini life. And of course they have this Maltese like rabbit stew, and it's pretty good, you know. But I have to be honest, you don't come to Malta, sorry Malta, for the food. You come to Malta for the beaches and for the paradise. And they have some decent places. You can get like most everything here, but it's not like the travel hotspot for food. So my recommendation if you do want to have something really good, absolutely try to find that rabbit stew, but just eat what's comfortable for you. On the plus side, since I live in Poland, I can never get some American products. And in Malta, because it was, you know, once a British colony, they have a lot of Kellogg's and Nestle products. So I was so happy to find these boxes of cereal that I haven't seen in forever that you could get readily in America. They're available here. I might have to find someone to start sending me some Kellogg's cereal from Malta to Poland. All right, on to the next thing.
By the way, Marta gets like 10 Mary points because she found us the best beach ever for the sunset. It was a total surfer's little beach. And Malta, I'm coming back just specifically to come here. We ended the night and look what was waiting for Marta. That's right, marching band.
I don't know about you, but when I am shopping for gifts, souvenirs, pamiątki, for other people, sometimes I buy something for myself. Like I bought this for €5, pretty nice, very needed. If you're here in Malta, you're like super hot and you brought the wrong kind of clothes, well, they've got you covered, let me tell you. But I don't know, when I go shopping for gifts, I'm looking for something like really special and of course in budget. And I am looking here in this beautiful Malta. It's a cute little fishing like neighborhood, and I'm trying to see if I can find something, and I think I have, so I'm going to take you here with me. So here we go. Okay, hey there. Hi. I see that you have some beautiful candles and things in this shop. Oh my gosh, it smells good in here. So, are these like a company or what's going on here?
We've been open just over a year actually. We came from the UK. We've lived here for almost 4 years now. And when we came here, we expected that we'd settle down and get jobs, but wax was a hobby, so we developed it.
So these are your candles.
These are mine, yes, I'm with one here.
Wow!
I'm just actually setting up some now.
Can I come back there and see it?
You can.
Wow, thank you. This is one of the highlights of travel, is meeting people. I still follow her on Insta, and yes, we bought candles. I highly recommend it. Next, we went to St. Peter's Pool. Again, a Marta recommendation. The evening we went to Valletta and had dinner, and this place had some adventures, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Well, I do hope that you're inspired to pack your bags, get your ticket, and get your passport, and take your excuses to the garbage can and get yourself here to Malta. It's where they have cute stuff to buy. You know what I said about the food stuff? And amazing places to see. It's lively. There's music everywhere. You can't escape it. And the history and everything is just incredible. So this is Pani Mary, Pani Marisha, saying good night to you from Malta. Keep following my channel and looking for new updates as I post them on Instagram and Facebook and everything.